Yo, what is up everybody? Wad007 here and welcome back to a new video on this channel. And today I'm going to be discussing about a few cards that are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links but should never be attainable to the players themselves. So thanks to the newest update that got added into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, the Tag Duel tournament is back, and on top of that we have some artwork and an event for Quattro coming up in a couple days. And in this new update there was actually a lot of cards that are exclusive to the NPCs in the Tag Duel event that are just utterly broken, and if these cards were attainable to the players in the game, it would just make certain tiered decks in the game even more powerful than they already are. And for fun, I thought it would have been a fun idea to discuss about these cards in today's video. So I'm going to just give you guys some highlights of some cards that recently got added in this update, talk about what would happen if they would be in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and discuss why they probably should not be in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links at this time. So if you guys are excited for today's Duel Links video, you know what to do. Leave a like on the video down below and sub to the channel for more Duel Links content. But without further ado, let's go discuss about these cards and let's get into it. So the first card we're going to talk about right here is Tradein Dragon, a rank 8 light monster with 3000 attack and 2000 defense. That to exceed summon into, you need 2 level 8 normal monsters to summon into this card, and once per turn you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card, destroy all other monsters on the field. This is a card that nobody would want to see attainable in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but if it was, it would be added in a main box as a UR because this card is nasty and would just boost Blue Eyes, which, as you guys know, it's been a tier 1 and tier 2 deck recently in Duel Links. Everybody pretty much plays it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links right now, and Tradein Dragon would just be another toolbox card to just boost this deck already and pretty much replace Heretic Sun Dragon and just completely make him irrelevant for the Blue Eyes archetype specifically. For the fact that, again, Blue Eyes White Dragon is one of the only decks in the game that can spam out level 8 monsters on the field. The fact that Tradein Dragon only can use normal monsters to summon into it would just make it a perfect card for Blue Eyes. And the fact that you can detach an Exceeds material from this card to destroy all other monsters on the field is amazing non-targetable removal. And the only thing that you would still need to worry about is just potentially getting rid of back row. But other than that, it can just bounce around some other cards that are really toxic in Duel Links. So again, super annoying card. Would be really cool to see if this card got added into Duel Links. I would love to attain it, but again, it is just a good card for Blue Eyes, and it's probably a good thing it's not going to be attainable in Duel Links as far as we know. Another card that would be ridiculous to get added into Duel Links right now is Tradein, which is another card that got in the Duel Links leaks here. Discard 1 level 8 monster and draw 2 cards. Now, I don't think Blue Eyes White Dragon would play 3 copies of this card. Maybe they'd play 2 copies. Maybe they'd play 2 copies of Cards of Consonance, because with how powerful the Ultimate Dragon skill is in Duel Links right now, you kind of want some of your Blue Eyes White Dragons in your hand as it is. But still, it's super annoying bricking with Blue Eyes White Dragon in hand, so having Tradein would be so nice to just get rid of the level 8 monster and draw 2 cards. This would also boost Thunder Dragons in general, because Thunder Dragons have a lot of level 8 monsters in the game that can also use value Tradein. Like, Tradein would be just a really busted card in general, even if Blue Eyes may not run 3 copies of it in Duel Links, because we already have a lot of draw power for that deck. But still, Tradein would be absolutely busted in Duel Links right now. It would be a fantastic card to promote a lot of very tilty strategies, to say the least. Boost Blue Eyes, boost Thunder Dragons, and any other level 8 decks I can't think of on the top of my head. Again, another card that would be a UR in a main box if it got added into Duel Links that recently popped up in the game files here, which is very interesting. But yeah, big, super scary card. Next up, we're going to take a look at Inferno Fireblast. What's very interesting about the text of this version of the card is that this is actually updated for Duel Links specifically. You can target 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon in your monster zone, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that Red Eyes Black Dragon. Red Eyes Black Dragon cannot attack the turn you activated this card. So this card is actually nerfed for Duel Links specifically, because in the TCG and OCG, this card actually states that you inflict damage to your opponent to the original attack of your Red Eyes Black Dragon. So you would be able to chip 2400 points of damage to your opponent. But in Duel Links here, it has to be nerfed, because if this card would allow you to inflict 2400 points of damage with Red Eyes would be tier 0, dude. Like, you can use your Red Eyes, inflict 2400 points of damage, and then somehow fusions like Slash Dragon and just shenanigans like that. It just would be so crazy, and burn decks would just be ridiculously OP, because Red Eyes has enough cards in the game to just easily get it out on the field. So it actually did get nerfed in the Duel Links right here, but it's still really powerful. The fact that you can inflict 1200 points of damage is still nothing to shy away from. And this card has an effect where it doesn't state that it's a hard once per turn. So if you have 3 copies of this card, you can inflict 3600 points of damage to your opponent just like that, which would actually be very scary. So if we do get this card in Duel Links, hopefully it won't be an attainable card of 3 because that would be toxic to deal with, that's for sure. Another toxic card that just weaseled its way through into the Duel Links data mine here is Honest, a very popular hand trap, especially back in the day in the TCG. It's a 4-star light fairy effect monster that states during your main phase, you can return this face-up card from your field to the hand. During either player's damage step, when a light monster you control battles, you can send this card from your hands to the graveyard. That monster gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster it is battling until the end of this turn. This card has 1100 attack and 1900 defense. And this card would just be utterly broken in Blue Eyes. Again, Blue Eyes, nobody wants more Blue Eyes support for that deck. Blue Eyes has been running rampant in Duel Links and needs to get hit in the ban list soon. And having Honest, the thought of just having Honest added to the game would just be super, super, super toxic, because Blue Eyes would get a boost, and any other decks that play light monsters would also get a boost. So funny to see this card in the data mines. It would be annoying to deal with it against a certain NPC in Duel Links. I would hate to attack an NPC or be auto dueling and then they pull out Honest on you. Like, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, very busted card to just randomly see in the Duel Links data mine files right here, man. It's crazy. Another card that we have in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links' files is this card, Emergency Teleport, a quick play spell card that states special summon one at level 3 or lower psychic type monster from your hand or deck, but banish it during the end phase of this turn. This card is really, really, really cool because it can help you go into some insane strategies when it comes to synchro summoning and Xyz summoning. And since this is a quick play spell card, you can play this during either player's turn. And this card is just chilling in the game files because, you know, why not? I don't know how like much of an impact this card would make in it Duel Links, but I feel like that this would be a card that would possibly promote some shenanigans if it did get added into the game, because this card has been very popular in the TCG. And I gotta look this up right now, but let me see if this card's banned or not in the TCG. So yeah, Emergency Teleport is actually limited to 1 in the TCG. And then just looking at cards in Duel Links that are level 3 or lower psychic type monsters, yeah, summoning stuff like Psychic Wielder would just be utterly annoying and just crazy to utilize Psychic Wielder with, because you can just go for some insane synchro and Xyz plays with this card alone. So that is just something to think about. If we got Emergency Teleport in Duel Links, it would just make this card even better than what it already is, because I really like Psychic Wielder. It's a really spicy card to combo with Tracker. But yeah, there's like other cards in here too that you can possibly consider to utilize with Emergency Teleport. That is for sure. Another card that we have in the game's files is Rebellion, a quick play spell card that states during either player's battle phase, target one monster your opponent controls, take control of it until the end of the battle phase. Also, other monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of the turn. You can activate 1 Rebellion per turn. Again, super toxic card. Being able to yoink your opponent's monsters during either player's battle phase is just insane. It's a quick play spell card, so you can play during either player's turn, and you're going to be able to just yoink your opponent's monsters and possibly use them as just surviving another turn, using them as fodder for certain combos. And for the fact that it has that restriction that you can't attack for the rest of the turn is fantastic, because if it didn't, this card would be just utterly OP. But still, I wouldn't want to see this card in Duel Links. I feel like it would be a pretty toxic card to have a 1/2 of as tech cards in the deck, and just being able to like live a little longer, comboed with having the limited 2 and limited 3 you know, selection with this card along with it would just be absolutely insane to deal with. But it's a neat card to see nonetheless. Another card that would be super toxic would be Icarus Attack. Tribute 1 winged beast type monster, then target 2 cards in the field, destroy them. This would be a fantastic card to give Harpies a edge up in the tier list, bringing it to tier 3 to tier 2 or even tier 1, because of the fact that Harpies can just spam out monsters like crazy, and having Icarus Attack would just make that deck super OP. Having the ability to just spam out Harpies very easily and then utilize Icarus Attack to then target multiple cards in the field. No, thank you. And if you think about it too, there's going to be other cards in the game too that are going to be able to play this, like maybe Blackwings. Blackwing can probably use a card like this too. So no, thank you. No, thank you on a card like this. This would be pretty busted. And then last card I'm going to discuss about in today's video is a Thousand Eyes Restrict. This card is very iconic. It's a dark level 1 spellcaster fusion monster that takes Relinquish and Thousand Eyes Idol. Other monsters in the field cannot change their battle position or attack. Once per turn, you can target a monster your opponent controls. Equip that target to this card, maximum of 1. This card's attack and defense become equal to the equipped monsters. If this card would be destroyed by battle, destroy the equipped monster instead. Now, I don't think this card would be utterly broken in Duel Links, but I still feel like it'd be a very annoying card to deal with if it got added into Duel Links. Being able to cheese it out and being able to get this on the board would be super toxic to deal with. But I think there is enough cards in the game that can play around its restriction of other monsters on the field cannot change their battle positions or attack, but it would still be very annoying to deal with, especially if you don't have those specific spell and trap cards in the game to get rid of it. But still, I would not want to see this card in the game. But it would also be cool at the same time. But I don't think I would want to deal with like some weird like Ojama lock with a Thousand Eyes Restrict, just some toxic random shenanigans like that. But that's kind of like the last card in the Duel Links files here. that is kind of like OP that I wouldn't want to deal with, but it isn't any. But this one's not like overpowered like some of the other cards we discussed about in today's video. But like I said, that's going to be it for today's video here. Those were just some highlight cards that I noticed in the game files when it came to just certain cards that I found interesting that could be very overpowered in Duel Links, and I just wouldn't want to see. And right now, as far as we know, they're going to be pretty much just exclusive to the Tag Duel event, but Konami has had a history of revealing cards in previous events that are later obtainable in a main box, especially when they get their rarities changed. So when we get a rarity change sometimes down the road and some of these cards are mentioned in that rarity change, we'll have to wait and see if those cards will get added to the box. That usually means it is. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know if you want to see more content like this. And other than that, it's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Yu-Gi-Oh video.